Welcome back to the channel. We are at the new office on the square. If you guys have been following all the videos, first of all, there's been a lot of videos and it's taken a lot of time. It's been an extremely challenging project. We're doing a lot of stuff we've never done before. We're working with a building that's over 110 years old, and we're doing it all in a tight area during a pandemic with limited labor and limited materials. So I'm sure once this is done, I will look back on it fondly, but it's hopefully we're in the final stretch here, and we can get this thing wrapped up. So in front of you, we have prepared for the final footing pour. This is a courtyard that we have in the back, and there's a series of fountains and drops. And if you remember, the gargoyle we have is going to be installed to the upper right. The columns that you see are actually going to be inside. There's a glass wall in the back, so there'll be a complete glass wall, and you'll be able to see all the way through the front. You can almost make out the front doors. We have paper on those front doors right now, but if we didn't, you'd be able to see right through them. So here's our footings. We got the rebar in, and this is a water line, and then they have some the white pipes, PVC pipes, for our recirculating of our pump. And what that's going to do is water is going to recirculate so that you got that sound. That's what I'm really looking forward to, is having this great sound in the courtyard. Did you hear that? We're trying to cover up the gun range. It's been a challenge, man. It's just amazing. You can actually feel the concussions from them firing. There was one. But what I wanted to do today was less talking about the office and walk over to our neighbor, the two-story building, and just kind of take a look at that. The steel has been going up. We can walk around on the second floor, and that's what really the purpose of this video is. But again, hopefully a week from Monday, we're going to pour all the concrete here, and that will be the last of the courtyard, and then that will allow us, you can see a couple steel tubes in front of you, that allow us to get those installed, which should be really nice. But yeah, let's walk around to the front and see what the building looks like from the street. It is freezing today. The wind is kind of blowing. It's amazing. The square is a place that really doesn't wake up till about lunchtime. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning right now, and there's a lot of nighttime activity as well, but in the mornings, you can see here, there's nothing going on. By lunchtime, all these parking spaces will be full. So this is our office on the right here. We've talked about the windows, and we're gonna add a canopy up top. And then one of the things that we did was we extended this patio out here to capture the space on the street, which is extremely important. I had advocated on this alleyway for them to do the same thing, and it was just hard to have everybody visualize how important that is to have canopies on the street. That's what really, to me, gives the feel of the street, are these canopies. And then it's great when it's raining, you can walk from one end of the street to the other and not get wet. So you can see here is the patio overhanging. People will be dining above there, and then this area will be filled in. It's going to be a little stairwell up top. It's really nice. And then once we have our canopy, you'll be able to complete the street. So all the buildings in the front will have canopies, which really should be nice. Let's get out here and see what it looks like. We'll play in traffic a little bit. So you can see the building really has some great massing. I mean, just fantastic. And I did that with, if we have some type of idiom or style, it's probably this in and out of planes and surfaces, very cubic. That's probably my Rietveld influence from early on. Here's the sister buildings from across the street. You can kind of see what I did was I let each of them play off of each other with the forms, the ups and downs and the ins and outs. Really helps the street out. Just really super nice and incredible on the street. Here's our memorial right here, Charles Hale. Really don't understand all the story. I need to read it. I did a nice plaque on the back too. Just kind of going over the history. You can see our building right there. Just really downtown. Looks great. All right, let's try to go get on. I am downstairs now. The alleyway is in front of you. So this corner here will have glass, and you'll see the stairs run up right next to this concrete wall right here. And so our building's kind of creeping out above the old brick wall. Really enjoy this right here. This worked out very well. Seeing the old rock, I absolutely love that. We're gonna clean it up a little bit. That's pretty much what it'll look like. Wow, look at this, man. This water is frozen. It's cold. Of course, our grease traps are in front of us. We have the ability to have a restaurant upstairs and downstairs, which essentially is what we're going to have. So this is the stairwell. The elevator's in front of you. There will be a wall around this raised concrete area, and you can see it's going to be 2 restrooms for this ground floor. Now, this was the old back door to the original brick building. Over here on the right, we're going to open up this old door. Everybody tells me that the alleyway was originally an alleyway. I don't know. I'd have to do some research, but this kind of makes me believe that, yeah, it probably was if this was a door. So we're returning that to a door. Here's our stairwell on the left, and then our view onto the courthouse square, which is fantastic. I mean, just really super nice. Downstairs has a very different feel than upstairs. It is kind of the same as our office. On our office, we're definitely in a downtown area. In our office, we made the downstairs dark and the upstairs light. We wanted that contrast. We did not really do that here. I'm not exactly sure how the upstairs is going to be finished out, but what we did is we tried to expose as much of the old brick as possible, because that's really all we left. We are going to leave that old window, but we took up the old wood floor, and we're going to repurpose some of the old roof into our stairwells. But really all we preserved on this building was the brick walls. So you can see up here, this was a little disappointing. Got some concrete on the brick. I am not exactly sure how to get that off. We may be able to sandblast. I don't know. We did save these old stones, and check this out. We are leaving this right here. This is a fantastic stone sill that was here for the old door. So we ended up shifting our doors so that they will be over this old stone sill. And just really neat. I mean, who knows? See how it's kind of rounded on the edges. It's like a Gothic cathedral. So many people have walked on it. It's really fantastic. This area sits up a little bit to help with the transition with the sidewalk. We're going to reuse these rocks here as well, but this is the view on the street. I mean, really fantastic. I don't know if the city is going to put some on-street dining right here. That would be really neat as well. I mean, you can imagine these parking spaces being taken up and having some on-street dining. This, of course, is our canopy for the stairwell. But the square is just neat. It's probably one of the coolest places in Gwinnett County to be. And then there's just a lot of nice infilling of little projects and different things. We're trying to advocate for this pole to go away, but if it doesn't, it's okay. We knew it was going to be close to the second floor. Here's looking back through the space. But this sunlight that you're seeing right there, you should get that sunlight throughout the day. It's going to be really neat. We'll walk back to the back just so you can see what it's like to walk through here. The tenant downstairs is going to leave the fireplace. So I really convinced them of that. I just would have been a shame to have covered that up. Basically, they're going to have their kitchen over here on the left, and over on the right, it's going to all be open. We are looking into opening a few windows into the brick wall. We've been looking at that, the best way to do that. Here's the back. On the right is just essentially a utility type area with all the electrical panels and everything. But this stairwell is fantastic. This concrete will be exposed. That's what it'll look like. All right, I'm up on the roof. It is cold today. I'm gonna try to put my gloves on. Wow. The wind really whips around up here too. It's amazing. So again, to orient yourself, that's our new building right there. We're continuing to work on the brick. So I'm on the florist roof right now, and we're gonna step on over. Man, so good. So we're on the upper floor right now, and you can see they've got all the metal deck down. Now, for you kids still learning, these posts are important. Those are going to be embedded in the concrete. Those will be part of the concrete floor. Here's our stairwell in the back. God, looks good, man. Looks great. Really super nice. So you're going to be able to walk. Actually, the landing is on the other side, so you'll walk up, and there's going to be a glass wall on the left and the right, and you'll just have that experience of walking up next to the alleyway. They moved this beam out. Our windows are going to sit on top of this. It really looks nice. I love seeing that. That's great. Over the last few years, I've really gotten into steel and exposing steel. Steel in a building project is probably one of the most expensive things that you will use, and I just like exposing it, seeing the connections. So this brick wall right here will be completely exposed, so it'll look just like this. Of course, we'll clean up all the loose bits on it, but really wanted to leave that. This was kind of the best looking part of the whole building, was the part that was above the ceiling, and I guess the reason for that was it just kind of aged. It was up in the ceiling and turned a little bit darker. You can see the difference here in the brick color below and the brick color up here, and really looks fantastic. So in front of you will be a horizontal window, so you'll have some light come in from that side and look out. It's really not too exciting of a view. So our building, what we did is we didn't put any windows on the side, and we did that very deliberately to force your view onto the square. And we're really doing the same thing here. There will not be any windows on this side. We will have some windows on this side, which will be nice because the sun comes through that hemisphere, and of course you look out onto to the landscape, but really your view is right out the front here. This is the stairwell in the front. Okay, they filled this in. We had a real challenge right here with what to do, but that looks fine. I was trying to leave it exposed so you could see the brick wall. But the problem is it created too much of a gap. And that gap, we were going to have to try to close it off somehow, but that looks fine right there. It's really neat to be able to see the beam pockets where they were. I'm so glad that worked out to be able to expose that. Really looks nice. So this is the front stair right here. This stair will take you up to the second floor. It will be separate from the tenant down below, and all that'll be exposed. All the brick will be exposed. Sort of hard to see, but we're going to infill the portion below that. There was a hole in the wall where you passed between the buildings. We're going to put the old doors that were in the back corner over there. We're going to put those up front. Hey, look at this. We've already got some birds roosting. We'll see. So this is the front canopy right here. Yeah, it really looks nice. It's always good to see drawings. that those guys are looking at drawings. But yeah, that's the look right there. That's what it looks like. You're gonna see the beam, you're gonna see the column, you're gonna see the brick for these first two runs, and then I imagine the tenant is gonna leave the roof open so you can see all of that, and then over here on your left you are going to see all of the exposed brick as well. I was really advocating for a I'm not doing the tenant fit up, which, you know, you basically you're it's like the baton, handing the baton off. I would put a bar top height sitting area right here, and you could overlook. It will be interesting with these lights down in the alleyway. You're not going to be able to see. You're going to have to look down through the lights. I don't know, maybe okay. It's really hard to see down there anyway. It might not even be important. You might not even be able to see down to the bottom. Let's get out on this front patio, just see what that looks like. There. I don't want to fall off the roof up here, and then you guys, this is the last video. Man, what a great vantage. Look at this. Of course, you see that's Local Republic's little landing down there, and see how they got the bar? That's what I was advocating for right here. Do something very similar, have some stools. And then you look down on our side. That's interesting because when we're up on our patio, you're not going to be able to see us. We're sitting a good bit lower. I kind of saw that in design, but it's good to see that now. Of course, here's the old canopy for the floors. They dressed the floors up probably about a year ago. It really looks a lot better. But we'll have a canopy on the other side there. Once we get this whole structure tied together and we get the concrete poured, they're going to take this beam out. So this beam here, it turns out it's two beams. Yeah, it's incredible. So look at that. They welded them together. It's going to be fun to get out. Here's the stairwell. That's where we're going to infill the door. And again, see the in and out with the stairs. I think we're developing a style. But yeah, look at this view. It's fantastic. Really nice view. We'll walk to the back. Kind of conclude this video with looking out the back deck. Man, you can really hear. So this will be a solid wall. We're in the restrooms right here. Elevator in front of you. And then the stairs. Yes, great, fantastic. There's the view to the front. Really nice. Really nice. There's the back of our building. Kind of can see it. Don't usually get this vantage point. But yeah, guys, that's it. Appreciate you watching. If you have not subscribed, please do that. We'd like to get to 1,000 subscribers, and you can be a part of that. And if you haven't liked the video, that always helps out the YouTube algorithm, and we would greatly appreciate that as well. But we appreciate you watching. Stay tuned for more construction progress. Take care.